Well, howdy, folks. It's time for Beyond the Smoke Barbecue Talk. So grab your drink of choice and come gather around the fire as we talk all things Beyond the Smoke. Featuring pitmaster chats from all your favorite names in barbecue. We chat about competitions, pits, meats, and everything in between. From barbecue to grilling, from trimming to smoking, we got you covered. Got questions? Let us know. We're always happy to hear from you. Thanks for coming, friend. We're glad you're here. Now sit back, relax, and let's talk some barbecue. It's time to go Beyond the Smoke.
What's up, fools?
What's up, guys? There we
What's
go.
up, boys?
That's better. What's going on, dude?
Same old, same old.
Oh, it's a Monday.
Yes, sir.
Dude, it's been a busy ass Monday.
It is another Monday.
Not another Monday.
Were you out there running around all day at the Daniels?
Yeah, pretty much, man. Pretty much. I had some issues this morning. Good thing I brought a jack because my jack on the trailer fucking snapped. All the gears broken now. Dude, I was when I was taking it off of the truck, I noticed metal shavings start falling. I'm like, what the hell? So I went back down and it said, well, it's moving. But when I ever tried to come back up, dude, that thing was not moving up. And I'm like, fuck, man. So good thing I had a jack there. Put the jack under it, lifted it. The guy with the forklift came, picked up the trailer, put it in place, and I'm good. So I got it replaced, and I bought a electric jack for it. Hell yeah, dude. I saw Kyle over there when I was leaving, and Kyle's like, "You cheap motherfucker! You buying cheap ass parts?" Not this time, dude. Not this time. So, but it's all good, man. I got everything all set up, and the wind was killer. I thought it was gonna rain on us, but it never did. So hopefully the weather stay like this. So.
Hey,
y'all get any rain this weekend?
No. You need shit. Mm-hmm.
God,
you gonna bring me over some pizza?
Bored.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, I'll take you some. I got everything ready for the pork tomorrow. I'm gonna put it on the pit and start cooking the pork and get that out of the way because I don't want to deal with it. So
what you got going on, Tony? And what you got going on?
Oh, shit! I was all like, I know you're talking to Sam, right?
Andy looks like a painter out there.
No, brother. We're doing a company. We're doing a benefit for one of our guys that just has throat cancer. So we're trying to raise a little extra money and stuff. You know what I mean? Company wide. It's kind of like we say in the oil field. You know, like pass the hat around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like donation only. You know, type cause that we got going on here in Carlsbad. So we're gonna have like an all-nighter. So me and my team. We're going to go ahead and start smoking some brisket and sausage. You know, nothing too crazy, to help out with the plates. And then later on this week, we'll go ahead and hit on Midland and do the same thing that way. Nice. So we're doing for 170 people, for tomorrow, and then we got 260 for Midland. So
Wow.
look
Wow.
forward to it.
Oh wow.
What are y'all
What you
cooking on?
Yeah.
Honestly, something I'm not real familiar with, bro, but we'll get it done. It's that damn, what's that, pit sniper, or, whatever you call it, I mean, it's a nice rig, bro. I'm just, slow and slow, of course, ain't nothing new to me, but it's been a while. So on something like this, I've never had any much experience, but I'm pretty sure everything will go well, man. It runs like a Cadillac, so.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Sam? Sam did some cooking this weekend.
Jeez.
Yeah, you did.
Man, I did 8 briskets for a wedding, and I wasn't dry. I was wet from 8 o'clock Saturday morning until about 4:30 Saturday afternoon.
Damn it.
Hey, bro.
I think we got almost 4 inches of rain here.
Wow. How'd the drums run?
Oh, dude, they purred.
Nice.
I had man, you want to talk about hot? I ran inside. They would not light. So I got it half-ass lit. Said, you know what? I'll leave the lid off this one. Run inside. I'll get 2 briskets ready. Come back out, and it'll be ready. I shit you not. I come back out 15 minutes. I had a 4-foot flame coming out the top.
Oh, shit.
So I shut the lid, closed it all down. I had flames coming out the bottom of the smoker. Because it's got the Hunsaker, so it's got the bung on the bottom.
Right.
And I just watched that temp gauge just. I think it wrapped around, got up to about 250.
Damn.
So,
Hey, did you already do your raffle or what?
no, I finished it tonight, so I'm gonna run it tomorrow.
Damn. Hell yeah. That's what's up, bro. Hell yeah.
Rini.
What's up, Rini?
I know Rini wasn't gonna miss this one, right?
Yeah. What about you, Kyle? What you got had this weekend, bro? What you got going on?
Bro, we're going to be busy at the cook-off all week this week, probably till Thursday afternoon, I'd bet. And then I don't think we're doing shit all weekend, to be honest with you, bro.
Yeah. Hey, sometimes it's good. Take it easy, shit.
Clean up around the house, fucking split some wood, stupid shit like that,
Right on.
Yep.
Yeah.
You get ready for next weekend?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. What up, bro?
It's Rini. Well, speaking
we're all
of
going next weekend, aren't we?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I still got flag football, dude. Oh my god. I thought they were gonna get their asses handed to them this weekend. No, dude, they did really good. I mean, I was surprised. Those boys were big, dude, like big old kids. And my wife's preschool teacher or pre-K teacher, she said, "There's no way those kids are 6 and 7 and 5 and 6 years old. No freaking way, dude. They were big ass kids." And man, I
Like
thought they were gonna
Kyle
run all over us. But no, dude, they did good, and they ended up winning. Like it was like 19-16 or some stupid score like that. But it was actually a really good game, and we're real proud of them, dude.
Heck yeah, bro.
Hell yeah.
Hey, Sam, we're the same height. You're just a little bit bigger.
Hey, I'm just as wide as I am tall. I'm a swear.
Speaking of briskets, why don't we bring in our guest, man? This dude, Sam, introduce our guest, Sam.
Yeah, so we got Alonzo Cantu with the Gulf Coast Smoke. Man, he's been hot. He's been killing it. I started watching Alonzo when I first got into cooking. Got on YouTube and I was looking up boxes and tips and tricks, and lo and behold, Gulf Coast Smoke comes up with their pretty boxes, and he's pretty well an open book in all his videos.
Mm-hmm.
He tells you what he's doing, how he's doing it, to the time, temp, color.
Mm-hmm. Right on, yep.
Well, cool, man. Let's bring him in. Alonzo Cantu.
What's up, brother?
What's up, boys? How y'all doing, man?
What's going on, man? Hey, thanks for being on the show, dude. I appreciate it. I know you're busy, and we're all busy, right? But I can imagine how you are.
Nah, man, it's
orders and messages and everything going on, dude.
Nah, man, I always love to take time to talk to people about barbecue, bro. I mean, this is why we're doing what we're doing, right? Because we enjoy barbecue and we love it. So hanging out with 4 other dudes that have the same exact interest, man, I'll take that any day of the week for sure.
Hell
Cool,
yeah.
man.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Appreciate it.
Oh, bro.
Yes, sir.
What's that?
Well,
Oh,
No, I'm looking at this thing over here, dude.
okay.
Oh,
Man,
Hey,
damn.
man, I got to
Well,
give it
well,
to you, Alonzo. These hats,
yeah, you like it?
man, I like it.
That's actually what I was gonna say right now. I was like, man, I got to shout out Sam for the hat. Looking fly, brother, looking real damn good.
Way to
Man,
represent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know what it reminds me of is man, these new golf style hats they're coming out with. Everything's upside down with the rope hat. I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah. So
Alonzo Golf. So that I wonder if that's kind of where that came from.
for sure, man. So it's funny. Yo, what up, Kev? So man, to be 100% honest, like it's just kind of something that I've been seeing trending for a while. And in the very, very beginning, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't huge on it. I was like, man, that's a little weird. But man, I saw a couple golf hats, and then I saw my kids like Dude Perfect. So I saw a dude upside down, and then of course like the Dallas Cowboys have the Dallas one upside down, and then I just started seeing a bunch of them, dude. And I was talking to one of my buddies, and I was like, man, I think this is like trendy right now. Like people are liking this. So I was like, man, let's try and figure out a way we can make our own hat with something like that. And I tried Gulf Coast, and it just was too much, like too big. And I was like, man, what about just smoke? But man, we always get this thing. I don't know what it is. Gulf Coast smoke. People think we're like a vape shop or like a weed shop. Like it always happens, bro. So I was like, you know what? I was like, let's do smoke, but let's like put Gulf Coast real small under it, maybe so people, I don't know, maybe they just don't think we're a weed shop. And yes,
Maybe you need to get some spray paint and some high color fluorescent paint and spray paint that front of that building, dude.
right, something, dude. But yeah, man. So yeah, I really like the way they turned out for sure. But that's just kind of like been a trend. And like you said, Sam, I golf a lot, so I've been kind of seeing it everywhere. And I'm like, man, let me see if I can't maybe bring this over to the barbecue world, see how people like it. And it's been taken pretty good. I have a couple older individuals, not to talk crap about the older people, but they're like, why is it upside down? That's so weird. I'm like, man, it's just a thing right now, man. Y'all got to give it a chance. And they're like, well, it looks cool, but like I just don't get it. I'm like, yeah, well,
Someone like Caesar,
right? Someone like Caesar. But it's funny, right? Because I had actually started watching. I can't remember what I was watching, but some guy was talking about the upside down hats, and really, what it is it's an attention catcher because it is upside down. It's like, wait, why is it like that? And then you get the opportunity to explain to them like who you are, what you're doing, and why you're doing it. So it's almost like a marketing tool, right? Like it's weird. So people ask the question, and then you get to explain what you're doing. What up, Eric? What up, Chance?
Yeah. Heck yeah, man. That definitely, it's got to be like a conversation, starter. I mean, it's, it engages somebody right
For
away.
sure.
it's a great
Yeah.
great color scheme.
And even the attention to detail. I don't know if you can see in there,
Yeah.
but
It's got our
it's
logo.
got the Smokers' logo, and then it's got Gulf Coast and all the stitching.
Yeah, so we tried to, we went fully custom on it for sure. We tried to go all the way with it just to, like most hats, and I rock them all day. They're Richardson hat, right? But we were trying to get something that maybe didn't have like any branding on it besides ours. Took us a little bit, but it is what it is. Hats are dope. Thanks, AJ. Do I play the piano? Yeah, that's my piano right there, Rini. Why don't you come over? I'll play it for you. I'll play you whatever you want, Papa.
Hilarious. So how'd you get into cooking, Alonzo? Or was it cooking first and then videos, or did you always want to do videos before you started cooking?
Yeah, so it was definitely cooking first, bro. So my wife, Sabrina, we met about 15 years ago at HEB. We both worked at HEB. We're both cart pushers. And back in the day, he says, I'm out. I'm out. Hey, yeah, get out of the chat and come over to the house for the piano, bro. This Chance, this guy, bro. This guy, dude. No, but man, so I met my wife like 15 years ago. We were both cart pushers, and back in the day, I don't know if it's like that anymore. When I worked for HEB, they had this partner perk card. So you basically got like 15% off of everything HEB, but then like every week they would give you something free. And like right when my wife and I first met, dude, like it was somehow always something barbecue related, like chicken wings, poppers, like pre-smoked briskets. I don't know if you remember back in the day, they would have those ones.
Yeah.
You could like microwave. And man, at that time, we didn't have our own house. We didn't have anything, bro. So we're just cooking whatever. We probably made more chicken wings than I care to say, but and every week we were trying to go out there and grill chicken wings with a different flavor, a different this, different that. And my wife was really into cooking. She always wanted to do something with cooking, and she ended up going to culinary school. So, man, like just over the time that we have been together, she's like we've just liked to cook together. And she went to school for pastry chef, so she cooks like really good pastries. And man, she's actually helped me a lot, just like understanding how to cook and like little simple things that I think everybody should know how to do, like how to make a roux, how to use your knife, like knife skills and stuff. And I think that that's made me like a better cook. And internal temps and carryover, like a lot of that came from my wife, man, because like I said, she went to culinary school. So we bought our house, I guess 8 years ago or whatever, I don't know. And man, the first thing we did was I bought a pellet grill. I bought a Rectech. And so we're just like always using that outside, always cooking, like trying to get better. Then my dad gifted me an offset for a housewarming gift, a custom offset, like his friend built it or whatever. So then we started getting on that, and man, I was making some trash briskets, but I had to figure it out, bro. I had to. So then I started watching How to Barbecue Right. I think like a lot of us did, right? Yeah. Like How to Barbecue Right, Malcolm Reed. And I'm like, oh, well, I'm going to recreate those ribs and that brisket and whatever. And man, it started getting pretty decent over time. And it's like, okay, I think I'm pretty dang okay at this. And then, man, honestly, Malcolm Reed is really one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to do what we're doing. It's just, it looked so fun from his end, right? It's like, dude, this guy's making recipes, building a business, doing whatever he loves. And like, it seems like it's working out for him, which, I mean, everybody knows who Malcolm Reed is. So it's damn sure working out. And man, we started this about 4 years ago and we haven't stopped since. And hopefully, I mean, we keep going, keep growing. And hopefully one of these days I'm doing it full time. I mean, I'm blessed, got a pretty good job over here where I live, but I mean, it's not, I hate to say it like this, right? But it's just not what I want to do. So, right. Always trying to do something every single day to build the brand, do stuff like this with you guys. And like I said, I love to do this, man. It's like talking about where we started, how we started, and talking with people about barbecue. Like, I don't really think there could be a better Monday night for me.
Yeah, for sure.
Right on, bro. Yeah.
Do you remember what your first rub that you used when you first started smoking?
Yeah, dude, I do actually. So the first rub I ever used, and I honestly fell in love with it, was Plowboy's Yardbird. That was the first rub that I ever used. And dude, when I tell you, like, my wife at that point, she's like, all right, that's enough of the Yardbird, because I'm using it on everything. I'm literally making chicken, we're making ribs, we're making pork belly, anything. Like, I'm Yardbirding it out. And that was the rub that really made me want to try and figure out how to make our own, because I loved the color and I loved the flavor, but there was a few things that I wish it had. Right. So I wanted a little more smokiness and I wanted some more texture. That's kind of like a finer rub. And so, yeah, that's really like kind of where we started thinking, like, man, it'd be cool to start our own or at least make our own. And we were making our own for our friends for a long time. And we tested it with them, and man, we never ever thought we would be getting into competition. So that's never why or what our focus was when we were trying to build rubs. Like, our first three had no competition in mind, to be honest. I mean, kind of, sort of, but we wanted it to be possible for people to use them, but we never thought we would compete. We just didn't.
Man, I remember, I think we met, where did we meet at? Jordanton?
Yep. Yes, sir.
Remember the first question I asked you was?
I don't remember, bro.
So the first question I asked you, I think Kevin introduced us. We talked a little bit BS or whatever, right? Yeah, brought some burritos or some shit, and
no, you brought McDonald's.
McDonald's burritos, bro.
No, dude, it was. I think it was McGriddles, dude.
I don't remember what it was.
It was something, but yeah.
Yeah, the first question I asked was, do people get pissed off at you because of the videos you make?
Yeah. So you know what? Now that you say it, I do remember you asking me that.
Maybe you can explain what your thoughts are on, or what you have heard from other people about the videos that you make, right? I think Sam's hit on it. There's not a lot you leave out, but there is some stuff you leave out right on purpose.
Yeah.
maybe explain to us, some of the comments that you've got about that.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I've definitely gotten plenty of people that have reached out and been like, "Man, you're sharing too much information. Like, people pay a lot of money for this, and you're giving it away for free." And I think that in a way, maybe, I mean, I can't verify how people feel for sure, but I think in a way, maybe they felt like, hey, like we've worked really, really hard to learn all these things, and like you're giving it away for free. And in that sense, I really do understand what they're saying, but at the same time, we've also worked really hard to learn these things on our own. Yeah, like I've taken a class, I've taken Bill's class and stuff like that, but you can even ask Bill. Like, I'll call him and be like, "Hey, I started doing this and I want to show it in a video. Like, are you okay with that? It's not quite what you do, but I learned a little bit from you." And like, I always try and show respect to the people that have taught me and that have helped me. Like, there's things like, for example, like Kevin, like, straight up, dude, if it wasn't for Bill, Phil, Kevin, and Mark Williams with Swine Life Barbecue and Rini, I mean, there's a lot of people, right? But like, I wouldn't have had the success that we've had. But I'll talk to them. I'll be like, "Hey, you guys know I like to make videos. Like, are you okay with me sharing this?" And they're like, "Dude, like, that's not something that we taught you." Like, I'm like, "Yeah, I understand, but I just want to make sure like we're cool." So I always try and pay respects to the guys that helped me and like don't give out any of their secrets, because realistically, I think it all starts with like something in your brain, right? Like, for example, if you guys watch me slice a brisket, you might say like, "Oh, I like the way he did that, but I think I could do it better by doing this." Right? So like, you might have learned maybe one thing from me, but you make it your own, and then it's yours. It's not mine anymore.
Mhm.
It's Serge's or it's Sam's or it's Kyle's or whatever.
Right.
And so yeah, I definitely have gotten the comment a lot. Like, "Man, you're sharing too much information. Like, you shouldn't be giving that away for free." But at the same time, dude, the comments and the messages that I've gotten from people that have, and I'm not trying to like toot my own horn, right? But like, the messages I've got from people like, "Hey, dude, I watched your pork video and I finally feel confident trimming pork." And then like, I went and got a 3rd place pork and it was my first call ever. Like, dude, that is literally why we do this, right? Like, I've told people this before. My dream in life was to be a golf coach. I always wanted to coach golf, and that didn't really pan out for me, but I'm able to be a coach of some sorts in making YouTube videos, right? Like, teaching people the little things that I know about barbecue, which is not everything, but I mean, man, those comments way outweigh. And I think that honestly, it was like that in the beginning when people didn't know us, they didn't know me, but then they get to know me and they realize like, "Oh, like that's just who this dude is," right? Like, he's not just trying to do this for YouTube necessarily. Like, he genuinely wants to help people, or he wants this channel to be something that people can go to and learn something about. And then I think, like, honestly, I think other people are doing it now too, which is great. Like, everybody should be doing it. Obviously, I will never do this. I will never give like, "Oh, 3/4 a cup of chicken broth, 1/4 a cup of this." I'll never do that, because I do think that it's important for people to also figure stuff out. Like, you have to put in some effort, rather than me calling Sam and being like, "Hey, bro, this is exactly what I did on my pork glass competition. I finished it with this exact sauce at this time, at this temperature." Like, I'm not saying that he's absolutely going to be able to win with it, but he's got a huge shortcut. And I do think like there's something to be said about learning it on your own. That's how you're really going to understand it and be able to every single time do it on your own, right? Like, rather than calling me and saying, "Hey, what did you do?" or going back and looking at videos or whatever.
Man, I think one big saying that I learned from Aaron Leslie was it doesn't matter how you do it at the beginning. I can give you my recipe, right? But it's the last 15 minutes that matters anyways, right?
Yeah, for
How
sure.
I finish it, it's how I put it in the box. It's whatever I do to it. As the last 15 minutes is the most important part of the cook.
Yeah, no, and man, I can be honest with you. It probably took the best rubber sauce for tofu would be like 20 bottles of trifecta. You got to do it all at once though. And you gotta buy it from our website. No, I'm just kidding. But man, no, I agree with you, and I think that I didn't start understanding that until this year. Like, you can really manipulate flavor so much, dude. And it's just about, one of the things that Mark Williams told me multiple times is like understanding a protein and the flavors that go good with that protein is huge. Like, for example, like pork, I personally tend to lean towards like vinegary pork. It hits better for me. So I started using Killer Hog's vinegar sauce. Like that's straight up, like that's not a secret, or I put it in my videos. Like I use Killer Hog's vinegar sauce and I finish my pork with Killer Hog's vinegar sauce only. And I've started hitting on pork since I started doing that. And that's just like, I think it's about learning your protein and knowing like what flavors go good with it for sure.
Thanks for fucking the rest of us on that Killer Hog's vinegar.
Yeah, dude. So like, and this is no lie. Like you can even ask my wife. Like that's always been my favorite sauce, and I just always loved it. And I started thinking about it. I'm like, man, why the hell am I not using the sauce I like the most? You know?
Right.
And then so I started using it on ribs, and then I started noticing like, man, now it's time to start using it on pork. And man, our pork the past couple of events has been doing pretty good. And man, I'm telling you, like the finishing is so easy, bro. Killer Hog's vinegar, my finishing powder is literally trifecta dusted up. Like people are not gonna believe me, and that's cool. Like, but dude, that is literally my finishing powder on pork and ribs. It is trifecta powdered up. Like it's not that, you know.
I got some of that. I got 3 bottles of that vinegar sauce in the fucking trailer.
There you go.
So,
Just sitting there, bro.
Throw it on your pork. It's gonna hit.
so gonna do.
Yeah, I think everybody's kind of got like their sauce that they're partial to, man. Me myself,
Yeah.
like when I want like a vinegary kick, I usually go with like Blues Hog Tennessee Red or something like that. You know. So, yeah.
So I was using Blues Hog Tennessee Red for a long time, and the only reason I switched was because I felt like, man, let me try to be different. But what's similar? Killer Hog's vinegar. They're not exactly the same, but they are very similar. I feel like Killer Hog's vinegar just has less of a bite. You know, like it's not as spicy, I guess. But you know, I don't think vinegar or Tennessee Red is necessarily spicy. But I think you know what I'm saying.
I like the viscosity of the Killer Hogs better than the Tennessee Red. It's a little thicker and it sets up. It gets a little, I like it a little better.
100%. Good stuff. Yeah, you told me that too when I first met you. You're like, hey, bro, like, you know, I've been using vinegar sauce and now you're putting it all in your vids. I'm like, oh, my bad, bro. That was a fun day, man. That was a good day.
Well, going back to Kyle's question, you know, about you know, getting pissed off about putting whatever you do on YouTube, man, I think of it as marketing. You're marketing yourself. You know what I mean? It's going to bring people to you, bring people to your channel, bring people to your product, man. I don't see nothing wrong with it. So do whatever the hell you want to do.
Yeah. And I mean, I think that's really the way, you know, you unfortunately, not unfortunately, like with what I'm trying to do, it's like I put a lot of pressure on myself, right? So like if I'm going to a competition and I'm filming everything and I'm telling people what I'm doing, like, man, I better be walking. I better hit something. So it's like, and sometimes we don't walk, and it's like, man, like I'm trying to show you guys everything. And whether it's the good, the bad, the ugly, or, you know, the first place brisket, like I want to show you guys everything because it's not easy to walk. Dude, everybody in here can cook. Everybody in this chat right now can cook, and they can cook well. So it's like, there's no guarantee if we all go to a contest this weekend, we're all going to walk. It's just not how it works. But you're right. I mean, we have 5 rubs, and I'm trying to show people like, hey, these are the rubs I'm using. They're ours. This is where you could get them. Mm-hmm. And it is important because, you know, I want to grow. Dude, I have the ultimate respect for like Aaron Leslie, Bill Purvis, Phil Breeden, like those guys, you know, Fred Robles, who have lines of seasonings that you just see in everybody's trailer. You know, like I don't want to beat those guys. I want to be with them. Right. I've always said this. I think there's enough room at the dinner table for every single one of us to eat. And I just want to be at the dinner table with guys like that. And I want people to trust our products and trust what I'm telling them, you know?
Right. I think you've gotten there, man. I think there's a lot of, you go in pretty much anybody's camp, you're going to find something Gulf Coast smoke for sure.
Yeah, man. I mean,
when you come in with an injection,
man, so that's a tough question because I'm not going to lie. And it's hard to get away from LC stuff, man. I mean, we've been doing really good with LC stuff for a long time. I feel like Phil has just gotten to the point to where he really understands what a good injection is. And man, it's hard for me to turn away from Boss Hog, Play Bull, and Foul Play. Like they're just that good to me, right? I mean, everything down to like even Aaron's phosphates. Like, I just like, why would I get into phosphates if I think Aaron has amazing phosphates, right? Like, I don't know. Honestly, I mean, I know it's like, isn't it just one ingredient? But technically, like, he knows where to source the right ones and all that stuff. And it's hard. It's hard when you know something's good and you're doing good with it. It's almost like, man, I don't want to change it just to try and have another product there. I would only want to put something out that I really truly believe in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How'd you come up with the name Trifecta?
So when we originally were trying to get this rub ready, we were going for a 100% backyard, like something you can use in your home rub. I had zero intentions of this being a competition rub, and we were using it on our French fries, and then like in our fish fry, like in the batter or whatever. And man, just over time we started taking stuff out little by little, and we were always looking at the percentages of the ingredients in our rub. So we have everything down to percentages, like, you know, X amount of percentages or whatever. And we looked at our salt and our sugar after doing a bunch of tweaks, and we're like, dude, those are almost exact. Like, they're almost exact. So we're like, okay, we can try this as a brine, right? Like, let's try this as a brine. So we ended up mixing it up as a brine. We used it in Refrio earlier this year, and we hit a 3rd place bird and we GC'd the event. So it's like, okay, this works as a brine. It had great texture, great flavor. And then one day randomly, I'm about to shoot up my ribs, and I'm like, you know what, dude? I'm gonna throw some Trifecta in the rib injection. So again, same thing. And like I said, this is all documented, right? Like, you can see the stats on CBA. This is not just a story. We end up hitting the ribs and the pork with it at Texas Angels last year. 1st place rib, 1st place pork, perfect score. And I'm like, oh shit, okay, that worked too. So then that's, of course, brine and inject, and then of course we use it to season, right? So Trifecta, that's where the three things come from. A lot of people think it stands for like chicken, pork, beef, but it's really brine, season, inject.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
That is
Well, I remember when
I
I
just got my first bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
What do you think about it? What do you think, Sam?
I'm using the hell out of it. I love it.
Order some more. What the fuck?
Oh, I'm going to. I'm already about halfway through this bottle.
nice.
Oh, man, I've been using it on. I did wings tonight with it, with a little bit of Aaron's piggy bank,
Yeah.
and man, that's a killer combo. And then I got some of the Southern Belle and the Southern Hospitality, and I
Yep.
put all 3 of those just even coats on some pork chops.
Yep.
And I flipped my grill grates upside down, and I just got them on there and seared the hell out of them. Man,
Yeah. Good.
that's some good stuff. I've enjoyed it.
Good, man. I'm glad. It means a lot, bro.
Trying to figure out how to work it into my competition now.
Yeah.
Right on. Oh yeah.
It's
Learn
definitely
something
going on
new.
the chicken.
I was gonna say, I remember the first time I saw Alonzo's stuff, and it's when I first, saw who you were. Is you were selling the samples, and you had the little bags, dude, like a Coke dealer.
Yeah.
Little bags of seasoning, dude.
Dude, it's
bag.
crazy, dude. It's crazy to think about, bro. It's crazy to think about, because like, one of the things that I was telling somebody the other day is that, we're I still feel like we're new kids on the block, but like, dude, people they didn't know us when we were doing these weird little things back in the day. We're just trying so hard to get our name out there. You know what I mean? Like, dude, we literally at one point were selling Chupacabra, How to Barbecue Right, Meat Church, like all sorts of seasonings, just so we could try and lure people in to buying those rubs on our website, so I could send them a free sample of the little bag that you saw. Like, that was my tactic. I didn't have all the money in the world to do marketing, so I'm thinking like, okay, well, How to Barbecue Right is the most popular guy in the world right now. Meat Church is there too. Let me put these on my website, try and get my SEO to where people are going to search for Meat Church, whatever, How to Barbecue Right, whatever, and then they're going to order from my website. And without telling them anything, I'm just going to send them a sample of my stuff. And then people would email back and be like, hey, man, what's that stuff that you just sent me? I'll be like, oh, dude, that's actually our rub. well, where do you sell it? I'm like, well, we sell it on the same website you just bought the other stuff from, brother. Here's a link for it. And so it's been a really, really cool, growth path for us. But man, it's funny because I do feel like, a lot of people see like the like now we have the 5 products and now we're in some stores and we're doing this and we're doing that. But man, like I'm telling you, dude, there was one time when it's like, man, how are we going to even buy 100 more pounds?
Right.
It's just so crazy to think about sometimes, dude, like where we started and where we're at now. And like, now we got a bunch of guys cooking with the seasoning on the circuit and they're on our team. And it's wild, dude. I don't even know.
I thought that was a great idea, man, because, when you're first getting into barbecue, you don't know what profiles are, right? I mean, like for me, all I ever used was Fiesta brand brand fucking fajita and Fiesta brand pepper,
which is fire, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. Of course it is. But
pepper brisket, yeah.
You walk into an Ace Hardware or you walk into a barbecue store and dude, you have a wall full of seasoning. You don't know what the hell to get. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So whenever you did yours, I think it was like, if I remember correctly, I think is all you pay for is shipping, right? And then you got all your seasonings.
Yeah, so it was $4.90. It was $4.95, all the seasonings plus a koozie.
Yeah, and I got the koozie, and I was cheap at the time, so still am. but yeah, dude, anybody can afford it. You know what I mean? Anybody can afford it, and you put some on a pork chop or whatever you want to put it on, and try it out and see what you like about it, man.
For sure.
Cosmos did the same thing with theirs, with his whole line. It was
to be 100% honest, I got the idea from that. I literally got the idea from that. I remember one of my friends, he was helping me, trying to like figure out ways that we could get more sales and stuff like that. And he told me, he's like, dude, I've been looking at Cosmos website and you should try this. And I'm like, okay, well, I can't do full bottles or anything like that, And he's like, yeah, I get it. But like, let's find out a way to send sample bags. So I talked to my co-packer. They're like, yeah, we can send you little bags. And I don't know if you remember, like there was little stickers on it that I literally printed out, dude. Just Avery label stickers that I printed out. Like, this is Southern Hospitality. This is what it's for. These are the ingredients. Like I remember it, dude. I think it's cool that you remember that because I definitely remember that. Like
for sure, man. And then after I was done with that, guess what? There goes my order.
Exactly. and that's what we were hoping would happen. And we even had set up a little sunset series on Klaviyo, like our email marketing, to try and like once you purchase that specific item, like send you an email like, hey, how'd you like the product? Like we were trying to lure people back in to continue to buy the seasonings. And I don't know if that necessarily worked, but I mean we're where we're at now, so I guess we'll see.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah.
Right on, brother.
Something happened to the live feed, Kevin.
I'm still showing live over here. We're at 38 minutes, so
refresh, Kevin. Refresh.
It's that San Antonio internet, dude. It's like Midland internet.
So I got it on my TV. It's still rolling.
Yeah, and then I remember talking to Rini, and Rini gave me the heads up on that base. He said, "Dude, you got to get it. You got to get it before you even release it." He's like, he showed it to me, and I'm like, "What's that?" You know what I mean? And then he's like, "That shit's fire for sure." So.
Yeah, no, dude. Honestly, like I've got so many people, like literally, that I'm grateful for. Like Rini, I know there's like it's like a running meme, right? Like that Rini, we're like BFFs or whatever. But dude, like honestly, like Rini, Raul, Kevin, like dude, those guys, they've helped push my stuff like all over the place. Like Bobby, like they'll tell people like, oh, you got to try out Alonzo stuff, and you got to try out Southern Hospitality, or you got to try out whatever. Or like Kevin would even, at some point like post like Deadly Combo with Hot Nuez, and like without people like that like behind us, man, it makes it a lot harder. So I'm super grateful for the barbecue friends that I've made that have like helped push the product for sure.
Right on, brother. Yeah.
I got a little taste of some umami.
Yeah.
This past weekend from somebody said they got that umami from you, dude.
Yeah. Yep. Yes, sir. You already know. We're gonna keep that. We're gonna hold that conversation.
Dude, I had to
Yep.
throw that out, dude. I had to throw that out.
Yeah, but hey, I tell you what, that finish right there has done me good a lot,
Nice,
bro.
nice. Hell
What did
yeah,
you think
man.
of it? Did you like it?
Yeah, I liked it. I liked it.
It's got the right amount of salt, but then it gives that little like, ooh, what is
Right.
that? You know,
Right.
Gives that, what is that?
Yeah, and then even if that salt's gonna cook down on at the very end, anyways. You're just dusting it with it, right? So
Yeah, so it's just powdered, and you just like kind of like
Yeah.
tap the back of the,
yeah.
Now that's one thing that I have never and will never show on the video though.
Cool, man. Cool. Let's talk about the store. How's that going?
Man, it's going good. It's going good. So, dude, it's been a couple of months already, and I didn't know that. I didn't know how much work it would take to, number one, furnish everything and like get it ready to go, and then I didn't really realize how much also it would take just to be able to open the doors to customers, bro. So like everything with the city, you got to have this license, you got to have that license, you got to have this permit, that permit, dude. And so when I tell you that literally just today, we finally got like our last little permit to where now we can open whenever we want. So I still have a day job, but we're probably going to be looking at opening the doors, at least 2 times a week for, 4 to 6 hours just to have it open. And like just tonight, for example, like, I had some people come over. I went over there after work. I was doing some editing and stuff, and they came in and shopped and grabbed some stuff. And I'm always here for that. But until we can do this full time, we're gonna have super limited hours. And it's kind of like if you place an order online and you do a local pickup, like I'll meet you at the shop, and you can kind of come hang out. And man, I go over there all the time just to have coffee, watch Netflix, and edit. So like, it's nice to be able to get away from my home and do that now, just because we're doing everything here in our house. Like even the room that I'm in right now, the reason I got the background is because now it's like got my daughter's toys and stuff in it. It's not our studio anymore. So it's more like our house feels like a home now. It's really nice, to be honest.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
So you that chance to kind of separate.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Are you planning on opening up a barbecue shop, like like a Lone Star or something like that there, or is it just going to be Gulf Coast Smoke product?
Yeah, so right now, we only have our products that we're shipping. If you come into the store, you do have the opportunity to buy, like we carry Kevin's rubs, Fred's rubs, Bill's, and Phil's injections and stuff like that. So I do want to open a barbecue. My goal is to open a barbecue supply store one day. I'll be completely honest with you. We're not there right now, so don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. But the goal is to do that. I've talked to my wife about it a lot, though, and it's like I don't want to just do barbecue supplies, and I honestly don't even think I want to name it Gulf Coast Smoke, because like the way I think about it is like if Serge was telling his friend like, yeah, I'm gonna go to Gulf Coast Smoke this weekend, like that doesn't really roll off the tongue, right? Like I want something that's a little bit more like open, right? Where you can come in and buy barbecue supplies, but I also want to sell like local honey. If there's a woman in town that makes jewelry, like sell some of her jewelry, like stuff for dudes and stuff for like everybody, like a little store, like a little local store. So I don't know what I want to call it yet, but I do want to obviously sell barbecue supplies, our own supplies, my friends' stuff. And that's why I carry like Kevin's and Bill's and Phil's and everybody's. And I mean, one of these days, hopefully, like I can carry Bobby's drums and just lots of stuff, dude. I mean, but I'm a big time dreamer. I definitely think it's possible. It's just not yet.
You'll get there for sure, man.
I appreciate it, brother.
So last year you did that. Oh, go ahead, Kyle.
I'm just asking how many comps you do a year and how far do you go to make those comps?
So last year we did quite a bit. I think we did, well, I say quite a bit. Last year I think we did like 26. And we were going, last year was definitely the hardest that we ever, well, last year was our first year doing comps, but we kind of just like got addicted to it, dude. Just, I'm sure you guys know the feeling. And so we were going a lot and we were trying to really get our feet wet and doing all this stuff. But yeah, the one stop, yeah, that'd be a perfect name, dude. But this year we've only done 10 actually. And which is, I mean, it's still a decent enough amount, but man, so I'm an ambassador for How to Barbecue Right, Malcolm Reed, which is full circle, right? Like we started this because of him, but we're an ambassador, and we actually got invited to like an ambassador meetup in, was it March or May? And so we went over there, and we kind of, we got to the opportunity to like sit down and talk with Malcolm and his team and his wife and how they do things. And after that trip, man, I just like really felt like I wanted to hit content like hard. Not that comp's not important. I think it's still important. I think it goes really, really well for the brand if you're walking. But man, I just really wanted to focus on trying to create content and build my brand as more of like you can come for backyard or competition rather than just competition, which I think it was kind of going. And so we really have slowed down a lot on competitions just because of that. But like I said, we were talking backstage before this, and man, I definitely got a bunch of FOMO watching all of our friends walk over there at the Royal. So
For sure.
you never know. You never know what's going to happen next year. And if we do ever get blessed to and get the opportunity to do this full time, we'll definitely compete like a lot more because, we'll have the time to do it.
Yeah, we have a lot of driving to do to compete, right? I'm in Midland and Serge is in Odessa, and I don't know where the fuck Sam's at. He's somewhere over there.
Somewhere over there.
Yeah. But I mean, it's, these guys, they're like, holy shit, you're driving 5 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours, man. I go all over the fucking place to cook. How far is it too far for you to drive? Me and these guys, we kind of go back and forth on how far is too far to drive to compete.
Yeah, I mean, I think 12 hours would probably be like where I would stop. Like next year, I definitely want to try and do some KCBS and get out of the state.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we went to Arlington this year, and that wasn't too bad, but that was only like 7 hours for me. That wasn't too bad. I mean, I feel like, man, when you're going for barbecue and even coming back, dude, it's honestly kind of easy because, man, on the way over there, you're talking to people the whole time. And on the way back, you're talking to everybody about your scores the whole way home. Like I can do it all day, bro. Like I couldn't tell you how many conversations I've had with Bill after a competition. We're like, man, got hammered on this, or, oh, dude, they loved my ribs. And then you hang up with Bill, and then you call Rini, and then you got a conversation for an hour. Then you hang up with Rini, you call Raul, and you got it's like, I kind of like it. It gives me time to sit down and chat with the homies. Talk to Kevin all the time about it. So
we got one here in a week and a half over here in Midland if you want to make the trip.
For sure. Yeah, I saw that. That's the one that Aaron puts on, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's definitely on the radar. It's definitely on the radar.
Yeah, let me know if you come by. We'll get Serge to buy us lunch.
Sounds good.
Hey, I'll be there early enough.
Yeah, there you go.
Go to Pachuco's.
There you go.
That's it.
I talked to Ruben today. He didn't know who the hell I was, dude. He looked at me like weird. I was like, dude. Anyways.
So last year you did that little contest. I think you had like 10 teams out there on your property.
Mm-hmm.
Got any plans to do something like that again?
Man, I do. So the hardest thing about that was, man, we did it. We tried to do it the right way. I tried to make a post about it and see who wanted to come and who was interested in coming. And then like I would kind of message people and be like, hey, how serious are you? Because if you're serious, like I really need you to be here. This is something we're doing for YouTube or whatever. And some people were like, oh, I don't know. And then I would kind of like move on it because I really need, like, hey, I'm for sure going to be there no matter what. And man, I definitely got a couple of like, man, wish we had the opportunity. Wish we, I'm like, man, it's so hard to please everybody, right? It's impossible. So I've been trying to figure out a way that we can make it completely fair. Not that, dude, not even that there's that many people that want to come, but I'm the kind of person where it's like, if I get 3 complaints like that, like I have to figure out a way to completely eliminate that. So I'm thinking of trying to do some sort of drawing, maybe where like, hey, anybody who's interested in coming, we're gonna put your name in a big hat or in a poll or whatever. And like, if you get drawn, you're invited. And then if you can't come, then we'll draw another name or whatever. The only person that would get the automatic invite is Zach, who he's Meat Locker Misfits, and he's won it like 3 times in a row. I'm like, dude, as much as I love Zach, somebody's got to come beat this dude, bro. Like somebody, like because it's like I keep posting the same content over and over and over, and Zach just keeps winning. I'm like, dude, come on, bro. Like somebody beat him. But Zach's the homie for sure. He actually was at the shop a little bit earlier today. And
how are y'all doing the judging for that little comp?
so we were actually doing it by the CBA scoring system. So one of my buddies, Mario, he was a CBA judge last year. He actually, like told me about the percentages, told me how to calculate everything. So we did it exactly like CBA judging. We had different categories. So we had beans, and then we had ribs, and then we had like chicken. So, but like even the beans matter, right? So it goes to the overall GC or whatever, and we try and make it fun, try and make it a little bit different. But yeah, the plan is to definitely continue to do those to try and create, it's for the content. And we got some great people like Tuttle's Meat Market helps us supply all the meats. Like, so the cool thing about it is like you come for free. I mean, obviously you gotta like, your gas or whatever, but like we provide all the meats, we provide Gulf Coast smoke seasonings. You can't use any other seasonings, and it's kind of part of the fun, right? But
yeah,
I would really like to get a bigger venue and maybe go to 15 teams. But my property is not big enough for that,
Nice.
I liked how you took everybody out of their trailers too, except for Cast Iron.
Yeah, that was that one. I was
But-
like, man, I gotta make an exception because I love this trailer. You got the cast irons hanging everywhere and stuff, but which was looking back at it, definitely kind of not fair, but it is what it is.
So what about golf, man? I know that you're starting that channel.
Yeah, man. So that's more like a fun little side project for me, right? It's like while I do love golf and I play as much as I can, it's not something that it's like, oh, I have to post content or it's like detrimental. Like with Gulf Coast Smoke, for example, like we got a YouTube video coming out tomorrow. I already edited 2 shorts. I was doing voiceover for the shorts today. Like we have a schedule of things that we want to do. With the golf channel, it's like, yeah, if I go golf and I get content, that's cool. If I don't, no big deal. But I do love golf, and like that. If it's not barbecue, the second most competitive thing I am in my entire life is golf. Like, I mean, I take it pretty seriously. I love it. I mean, I played, I've played since I was 10 years old. I'm 34 now, and I played a year in college, and yeah.
You chose 2 of the most expensive hobbies.
Golf, dude. Just the other day, bro, I bought a new driver and a 3-wood, and I was like, ooh, like, man, I could have sworn golf clubs were not this expensive. It's been a long time since I bought a driver and a 3-wood, and I'm just bought the brand new Titleist woods, and I was like, dude, are you sure it costs this much? Like, I was like holding my card. I was like shaking, holding my card, giving it to him. But
and then you go buy a Snake River Gold for the same price as the fucking driver.
No shit, right there, dude. It's crazy to me how expensive those snakes are, but dude, to me, like the flavor of a snake, bro, they're so good, bro.
Yeah,
they're so good. The one I will say that I've been wanting to try a Midland. I've never tried one, but I've been wanting to try a Midland, bro, because the one time I filmed a video for Fred in his trailer and he was trimming up a Midland. I don't know if you guys saw that video. Like I was the one actually behind the camera. Bro, that brisket was insane. I was like, bro, like that thing looks stupid good.
Yeah.
And that was a Midland. He told me it was a Midland, so I was like, damn. And then he even got like a huge point from there too. So I haven't done it, but I need to order a Midland one of these days. Try it out.
I like them. That's what I run.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what Bill was running too in that video you filmed for Bill.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. Yeah, the two videos that I filmed for him, and even if I'm not mistaken, when I was in Aransas Pass, I was in Bill's trailer, and he was trimming up. I'm pretty positive it was a Midland, bro. Like the marbling, stupid, dude.
They cook different too, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm not as well versed on a snake as I am a Midland, but I feel like every time I cook a snake, I seem to lose a lot of my au jus, and it like disappears. And I don't know if the brisket is soaking it back up or if it's just the heat or what. And then it's just different cooking in Midland, man. All your au jus is there; it'll stay moist the whole time. It's just a different cook. But
Yeah.
they're right down the road from my house. They're literally like 8
Yeah.
minutes from the house. So
Yeah, I've seen a couple pictures where you go pick up like 6 of them.
yeah.
Like, damn, Kyle over there buying every single brisket they got in Midland. Damn.
Hey, when I find a good one, dude, you find them. You find the good ones, you gotta grab them, right? You throw them in the freezer, or I think the one you seen, probably Sam ended up with 2 or 3 of them, right? So hook the homies up whenever you can, right?
Yeah,
No, for sure.
between Kyle and Sam, good luck getting a freaking brisket. And Aaron.
Hey, I haven't ordered one in a minute. I need to order one for next week.
Fuck,
I think Kyle said they were out, right, this week?
Yeah, they were out. I had to pre-order mine. We got 3 briskets, 15 pork butts, and 6 ribs.
But see, we got a new little shop here in Lubbock that they carry Midland meat, so I might go check them out.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
So,
Alonzo, tell me about that. You threw away them fucking drums and went to an offset like a real cook, or what?
I didn't throw them away. I still got them, but yeah, dude. So kind of again, I was with Malcolm and Mark over there in Mississippi at Malcolm's Smoke Shop, and dude, I have seen the Outlaws before, but dude, like just seeing it in person like that and running it and stuff, I was like, dude, this is a bad pit. Like this is a bad pit. And so I literally came back. And then I texted Mark and I was like, hey, dude, can you give me Jay's number, Jay Craig, the owner of Outlaw? And I called him, started talking to him, and he was like, dude, yeah, let's get you in one, bro. What do you want? And how do you want it built and all that stuff? And so, like, we went through the process and got it. Man, I've been cooking on it for about 5 months now. I've done 2 comps with it. I mean, we got 3rd overall in an RGC. Like, it's nice. It just runs. I'm sorry, 4th overall RGC, my bad. But it just runs, dude, so good, so smooth, so clean. The first comp we cooked on it, we got a 1st place brisket, and the texture on the offset, I do think is, dude, it's like if you nail the texture on an offset brisket, it's so hard to beat, bro. Like it just like, I don't know what it is. It's just so good. And man, I love it. And I'm really glad that we swapped back to an offset, because when I first started competing, I was using a TMG Fridge 48. I don't know if you guys ever saw that bit.
Yeah.
Just a gigantic cabinet smoker. We somehow made it work. I mean, we just cooked barbecue on it, and man, but now the Outlaw is awesome, and I really enjoy cooking on it for sure.
You cooking everything on the offset, or you still use a drum for chicken, or what?
Just a drum for half chicken. Yeah, that's the only thing. But if I was doing thighs, I would throw them on there too.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, half chickens on the drum, just to 350 degrees, hot, fast.
I give these guys shit all the time. They want to run drums all the time, and I run my Jambo, right? And I have to, when I'm doing like these bigger cooks and shit, or like if I'm letting the high school kids cook for me, I got to go borrow a couple of drums from Aaron Leslie. So I think I need to get a couple of them here coming up probably next year. Just because they're simple and easy, I can just throw them in the back of the pickup, right, where my Jambo weighs like 800 fucking pounds, and to push it in the back of the truck, I'll blow a couple balls out trying to do it.
That's why I like about them. I mean, they're just easy. They're easy for me to move. I can lift them up and throw them in the trailer and be done with it, dude.
Yeah, no, you're not lying about that.
And I do it all. Everything I do whenever I do a comp is I'm alone. So
yeah,
I like being able to sleep in too.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, the crazy thing is, I have not changed my timeline from a drum to an offset, bro. It's the same.
Really?
I haven't changed it. Dude, I haven't changed my timeline. I haven't changed my recipe. Not even one bit.
So, see, I'm the guy that if you've never parked next to me, or you don't know me and you're parked next to me, you look at my pits at about 7 o'clock and you're thinking, maybe I should go knock on his door, see if he's awake.
Yeah.
Because I'm not even coming out of the trailer till about 7:15.
Wow. Yeah, see, that's late. I mean, well, to me that's late, but I got so basically I'm a 6 a.m. brisket start, but I was like that on a drum too.
Yeah.
Well, I remember the first time I cooked with Kyle, man. We went out there at 6 o'clock. I slept in and it was raining, and and I didn't wake up in time. I walk out and that fucking Jambo's purring at 300 degrees on the dot, dude. I'm like, damn. I'm like, man, I'm a little behind. So,
Is that at
but
Andrews?
yeah, and Andrews, it was freaking pouring out there. The wind was horrible, and lightning, thunder, all kinds of shit. The canopies were flying all over the place, and there's a Jambo, dude, just Cadillacing down the road.
I fucking love my Jambo, dude. That thing just Cadillacs right along, dude. You just fucking pretty much set the damper where you want it, dude, and just let it fucking purr. It doesn't matter, man. I can throw a post oak in there. I can throw a pecan in there. I can throw whatever the fuck I want. As long as I got that damper set where I want it, dude, it's just gonna fucking Cadillac.
Dude, it's crazy that that's something that I learned really, really quick with the Outlaw is that damper controls everything. Like you literally, so I think it's opposite on the Jambo, but man, if I just put it straight up and down, man, it's gonna freaking climb, and then I just adjust that damper, and then it's right there, 300, dude, perfect. Like it's absolutely no problems at all. It's wild, man. I love it though.
Do you think there's a difference between the fire door on the front or the side? Is there a difference on that? That's
so
something you looked at?
I definitely. So I mean, mine's on the front, and I definitely like it like a lot because, depending on your setup, like I like to have a table on my right side, right, and like my doors front. Like I just feel like it's easy access for me to do. As far as how it works, man, I don't really know. But I haven't had any issues as of now with the offset, with the firebox, nothing, because so the way you adjust the vent for the firebox, it's on the bottom of the Outlaw. So it actually doesn't get hit by wind or anything like that. Like it's completely blocked off from getting affected by the wind. So it's really nice, dude.
Nice. Yeah, I looked at Outlaws for a minute there, but I don't think there was any distributors in Texas at the time, and you had to go like to where are they out of Montana or something crazy up there, right?
Indiana,
something like that.
Yeah. So yeah, I got lucky. I mean, so I ordered my Outlaw directly from Jay, and then he got it sent with the big old lot that they had for the barbecue store. So I was able to kind of piggyback off of that, and I just paid Dustin for shipping.
Nice. Well, that's a sweet pit, man, for sure. You still got the TNG?
I don't, man. I actually recently sold it, bro. I recently sold it. So I was kind of contemplating back and forth if I wanted to keep it or not, but there's just no point in me having two big ass pits like that, so I sold it.
Anthony has a TMG.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like a 150, I think.
Oh, nice, dude. They make beautiful pits, bro. Like,
oh yeah, it is, man. It's a pretty awesome pit. When I first met Anthony, she sent me the video of his wife pulling that 150, and I'm like, damn, dude, she's pulling it in the grass. I'm like, that thing must move pretty good.
Yeah, that's the one thing I'll say is like they had like the actual like little handle and stuff, dude. It's like it can go basically all the way around, bro. They do it pretty badass.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Well, let's talk about your show for a little bit.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Tell us a little bit about your show.
Yeah, so my wife and I run a podcast called All Things Everything, which is supposed to be something that we talk about everything. And of course, we talk about mostly barbecue. We try and get into other things sometimes, but man, our life really does revolve around barbecue. So we always kind of like go back to that. Ours is pre-recorded. It's not live like this. We go to the office and we record it up, and we have topics, and we get to kind of talk and hang out for an hour and a half. And man, it's nice. It's really just an opportunity for us to kind of get together and talk about what we got going on, update everybody, and then of course answer questions if people have questions or anything like that. And to be honest, it's probably one of the more fulfilling pieces of content that we create. I really like having a podcast. Like, I don't know if you guys like having a show, but dude, I love having a show. Like, it's a lot of fun to me. Funner than making videos, and I love making videos. So I really like having the podcast.
Yeah, I mean, I like having. I mean, we're on episode 15 straight, dude. And
yeah,
I never thought we were gonna make it this far. Honestly.
Yeah, no, I mean, the show's good. You guys are doing good, man. Just keep rolling, bro. You know what I mean?
Well, I just got tired of talking shit to these guys on text. So
I never see myself on a podcast, right? And we have a group text message, and most of us are on this podcast. And Serge texts us one day. He's like, "Hey man, I had a dream where we were on a podcast and blah blah blah." Right? And I never see myself on a podcast, but I'm like, well, fuck, the homeboy wants to be on a podcast, right? And he wants us to jump on there with him, so let's fucking do it. And man, and we've got to talk to a lot of really cool people doing it, and I really enjoy doing it live because you get to see people and hear people, and you know what I mean? There's no editing, no cutting, no stuff out when we cuss or do anything wrong. You know what I mean? It's our ass because we messed up, and I really enjoy it, man. I appreciate Serge actually inviting all of us to get on here. You know, we get to talk to people like you and Aaron Leslie's and, you know, Texas Oil Disc guy. I mean, we have a bunch of great people that we've had on here so far. So it's been really cool, especially when you go out to like a big cook-off and they're like, "Hey man, aren't you on that deal?" And I'm like, "Well, shit, yeah, that's me," you know.
Or you have Ruben look at you like, "Who the fuck is this guy?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Did I just talk to you last week?
Nah, dude. I think having like a podcast and a show, it's one of those things where in the beginning it seems like hard and stuff like that. But man, once you realize that you're just shooting the shit with your friends, or like in my case, my wife or whoever the guest is, dude, it becomes so natural and it becomes so easy. And I think that like the content you can get from it is just really good because of that. Like all we're doing is literally sitting here and talking. Like if the people are watching it live, but like we don't know that. So we're just talking, we're just shooting the shit, you know, and I love that.
Yeah.
For sure.
I like that y'all drop it on Friday because, you know, for some of us, we're on the road.
Yeah.
You know, and for me, I'm going to a contest. Let's go see. I know Alonzo's uploaded something. I know they got something I haven't listened to.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's really why we did it. Just because a lot of us are traveling to contests. Yeah, bro, I do. I play piano. I'll play on this one right here for you if you want. Yeah, we're traveling to contests, and it's like most of the time you're traveling at least an hour, right? Which is kind of exactly how long our podcast is, so you can listen to it on the way. And man, it's worked out pretty good, you know, for sure.
Nice.
What do you got?
I think last year going to Worlds, I listened to 6 hours of All Things Everything.
My man, bro. I appreciate you, bro.
I got all the way up.
There you go. I appreciate it, man.
So if I don't know if you've listened to any of our other previous ones, but I mean, you got any advice? How do we get better on the podcast that we have right now?
Man, honestly, I think you guys are doing good. I really truly do. I'm not just saying that, right? So the one thing that I think like for me, and I think you guys could adopt it too, is like having like segments, right? Like having like little different things that you always like, something that people can look forward to. Like for example, man, I don't know, you know, like
talking about expert grill charcoal.
Yeah, like yeah, just like every single week you have this one segment that people look forward to. And I think that has like, it gives your show continuity, and it gives like, again, people know like, oh, I'm going to go to Beyond the Smoke and they're going to be talking about expert charcoal grill this week, and like, let's see what they have to say. And it's like maybe something where you guys each go use the expert charcoal grill and cook something. And you talk about how good or bad or ugly or whatever it was. Like, I think segments are good. I listen to a lot of podcasts to try and study. And one of the ones that I actually really like their format is Jason and Travis Kelsey's podcast. So they have like they have lots of segments. So like Travis will always be like, new news. I don't know if you guys have ever heard it. So it's like the new news that's going on in the NFL or going on in their lives. And it's like, it's, you know, that something new's coming up. Like they're going to talk about whatever, or they do like a recap of the football games, and then they talk about it like that. And that's really where I got the idea of like segments. And we're trying to move towards doing more segments to where we can have that. Oh, okay. Well, I know Alonzo and Sabrina are going to do this every single week. They're going to do this, and it's something to look forward to. But other than that, I mean, dude, you guys are, you know, like you said, it's friends sitting here shooting the shit, having fun. Like, you guys are doing a great job.
Appreciate it, man. Yeah, we tried that at the beginning, but it's like, dude, that's a problem with being live, right? It's just like we just kind of go with the flow
for sure,
and it just, the way it ends up, man.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure. I mean, I think maybe also like a series of questions you can ask every viewer, or every guest, would be cool too. Like that, a way you could kind of compare, like, oh, Alonzo said this, Kyle said this, Serge said this, Seth said this, and it's like, you can kind of see everybody's different responses to stuff. But man, other than that, like I said, I mean, you guys are gonna come up with ideas as you go. Y'all are gonna get better as you go. So like, I basically think the way I look at content is like, just keep doing it, keep having fun, and you'll get better naturally.
Right on.
Hey,
Right on, man.
I'm trying to sneak my wife in here, but she's all fucking nervous and shit.
That one disappeared now.
Right? What up?
That's a good team right there. That old money, Jessica
That's
and
a
Kyle,
solid
man.
team.
It's same thing as y'all need to start making content for sure.
Yeah,
And I don't think very many bad things can come from it. You know what I mean? That's
Dude, I
that's
have
kind of
such
my
a-
philosophy.
Man, I have such a hard time taking a picture whenever I'm in a competition. I can imagine. I don't even know how y'all do it, man. That's tough.
It's
tough.
definitely an acquired skill, right? In the beginning, it was tough, bro. Like, I'm like, holy shit, like there's no way we could do this. But now I pretty much figure that we just compete and we capture what we can.
Right.
Right? Like that's like, because it was kind of like, it was really unfortunate, but it was kind of like eye-opening for us. Our first ever GC in Needville, we forgot our mics, bro. And we're like, holy shit, we can't record. Like, there's no way we can't record this weekend. We're pretty pissed. We're like, dude, like, man, this is trash. Like, we can't record anything. We end up winning the event. And we're like, dude, and we're even more mad. We're like, how do we not video our first GC ever?
Wow.
Like, this is horrible. But it also opened our eyes to, it's like, when we're able to focus on what we're doing, maybe we're going to get better results.
Mm-hmm.
So then the very next weekend in Aransas Pass, we tried to focus on like, hey, let's just compete and capture what we can. Thankfully, we got lucky and we won it again back to back, right? And then like we started doing better and better and better from there. Just don't get popular like Alonzo. He can't go anywhere without signing autographs. Yeah, but I mean that's kind of the way like we do it now. It's right. Our focus and our goal is to go compete and give ourselves the best opportunity to get some walks. And what we can capture, we will. What we can't, we won't. And it is what it is. Because we're spending a lot of money to go over there, bro. Like
Yeah.
for me to go and ruin a $250 brisket because I needed that shot, that doesn't make any logical sense.
Right. Right. Every time I'm at a event or something, Kyle's always giving me shit. Oh, Serge is in the zone. No, I'm just trying to stay on freaking task.
Yeah.
Because, dude, once I get off a task, that's it, man. I'm done.
Have you
At
shot
least
any
I feel what?
Alonzo, have you shot any shows at a KCBS yet with the 30-minute turn-ins?
Yeah, I've done. So which one did we do? Which one's the popular one in Texas, dude? I'm like losing it.
Danny
D?
Yeah. We did. Okay, so that's the one we did last year, and I loved it, dude. I honestly loved it. But again, like, and I'll be completely open about it. Like, Serge does this by himself. Like, bro, my wife is like straight up. She helps a lot. Like, there's people think of Gulf Coast Smoke. You see me, you hear me, bro. My wife is so involved in everything we do, whether it be creating content or competitions. Like, I could not do this without Sabrina. Like, straight up, shout out to Sabrina. She's literally like, she's so important to what we do.
Nice.
So yeah, like having her just run boxes and then I'm doing the next thing. It was a blast, dude. That's why we want to try and do more next year if we can.
Bro, if it weren't for my wife, dude, everything I have would be covered in fucking killer hogs, vinegar sauce and shit, right? She's got to tell me like, hey, that's not the right flavor profile. This is where we need to be at. This is the right flavor, This needs to be sweet. It should be more savory, And she keeps me on point, dude. Without her, dude, we wouldn't do half as good as we do. We wouldn't do anywhere as close to as good as we do when we cook.
Man, that's the way my dad is, bro. Like, I'll literally be like, Dad, get over here next to the trailer and be ready. And like, I'll cut a slice of brisket, I'll give it to him, and my dad will be like, it needs to be sweeter. So I'm like, all right, screw it. We're putting sauce on the front of the slice. And I shit you not, like 90% of the time, when I ask my dad, like, hey, what do you think? And he tells me to change something and we do it, like, we'll walk for like 90% of the time we'll walk. And because my dad, man, when we grew up eating barbecue at my house, at my parents' house, like, bro, my dad was literally grilling beef ribs, pork ribs, briskets, like grilling. There was no smoking, bro.
Right.
And so, like, he has his own way of eating and cooking barbecue, but he's also like the same type of people that's a judge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, whenever he says something, like, I really take it to heart. I'm like, okay. And in the very beginning, I would kind of get pissed. I'm like, man, really? You're just talking shit about all my food. But it's but then it's like you just learn. Nah, I mean, he just likes something different, and a lot of the times, the judges agree.
Maybe that's what I need, dude.
Something, bro.
I need something like that. I don't even taste my food. I just fucking turn it in. Screw it. Dude,
Stress out the whole fucking time too.
Exactly, dude. Exactly. But the thing is like it's my food. I already know how it tastes, right? Like I already know what I'm putting on it, and whatever.
Yeah,
maybe that's why I suck.
I definitely don't think it would be a horrible idea to get somebody that's like really honest with you, just to be there to taste your stuff. Be like, man, honestly, I don't like that. Like change this or change that. Like I'll always like slice one slice of brisket towards the end and I'll taste it. And that's what I'll give my dad. I'll be like, what do you think of this? You know, I mean, and then that way I know like, okay, this is my goal with this brisket for the rest of it. So I don't think it'd be a horrible idea.
Next time we cook together, dude, can you send your old man over to my camp?
I'm gonna tell him, hey, tell Kyle everything's spot on. Badass. Oh man, best brisket I've ever had. You're definitely gonna beat my son for sure.
And then what is he gonna hear? First place brisket, first place chicken.
I would walk home, bro. I would walk home. I'd be like, man, Dad, you know what, bro? I'm done with you, Dad.
We've been down that road with Kyle.
Well, awesome, man. Well, cool. Anything else, guys?
I think that's good.
Good on my side,
enjoyed
bro.
it.
Yeah, for sure.
Except for Anthony bailing on us.
What the fuck was that about?
I don't know.
That's Carl's bad, man.
Yeah.
Must be down in the caverns.
Carl's bad. his fucking worker probably came in and said, hey, the pit's on fire.
Right?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, shit.
He's been training.
Either that or somebody backed up to it and stole it.
He's been training a new pit master over there, and yeah, let's see how that goes.
Hey, Alonzo, wanted to run something by you real quick.
Go for it.
You get some? Yeah. We're talking about possibly bringing on some people on our show that don't have barbecue backgrounds, just to kind of hear what their thoughts are on it, that have been to a competition, seen competitions, but never actually, cooked in a competition. What do you think about that? You think people would be interested in hearing shit like that?
For sure. I think a lot of what I've learned and what I try and do when it comes to like competitions now is literally what I've learned from people that don't care about competitions. They just want good food. You know what I mean? Like I've talked about this before, but like on my ribs, one of the things that I don't know why it's like my biggest pet peeve is when I give somebody a rib and they go and bite it on the top near the cartilage. And when I tell you that 99% of people that I give a rib, they will bite it up top at the cartilage, bro. And I don't know what it is. It just frustrates me so much. I'm like, bro, you're taking the worst bite, but to them, that's the best bite, right?
Yeah, the rib tip.
Yeah, so that's the best bite to them. So, man, I started like heavily injecting that part, like focusing on it. Whereas before, I was just focusing on getting hot dogs in between my bones. So now I heavily inject up at the rib tip because in my head, man, even if they're judging with a plastic fork and knife, like there's a chance they're going to go at that rib tip. And dude, ever since I started doing that, I don't know what type of rib or what part of the rib they're eating, but my rib scores have gone up. I'm serious. And that's like something that I've learned from just watching people that don't compete, don't barbecue, eat barbecue. And I think like that's super important.
Yeah.
So I think that's a great idea to answer your question.
So circling back to the shop, yeah, are you seeing people who don't know anything about competition barbecue come in?
Oh, for sure. Like, dude, there's so many people that, so the way our shop is set up on the inside is we have like, shelves with our products and then shirts and hats and stuff like that. Shout out Sam. And then, like we also have like all of our banners all over the place. We have like the skulls from the first place briskets and they're like, oh, like man, you can cook, huh? I'm like, well, I guess, that's you can't forget the tip. Never forget the tip. I mean, I'm like, well, it's subjective, right? It's truly subjective if I can cook or not. Like these judges on that day told me that I could. There's sometimes where people maybe don't think I can cook that well. So it's like, but we get to talk to people and they're like, so like we did a grand opening and I made brisket tacos for everybody, but it was a completely backyard fat side up brisket.
Right.
Some guy had actually come and he's like, man, I needed to taste the brisket that beat me in Aransas Pass. So we got a first place brisket in Aransas Pass. And he's like, I needed to taste the first place brisket. Man, this is fire. Like, is this what you turned in? I'm like, no. He's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, man, that's not even close to what I turned in, bro. And he's like, you're lying. He's like, this is a great brisket. I'm like, man, I appreciate the compliment, but that's a backyard brisket, super barked up, extra black pepper, Southern Belle heavy, like no injection, plenty of fat on it. Like I would never turn that into a judge. And he's like, that makes no sense to me, bro. Like how are you telling me you wouldn't turn this into a judge? I'm like, man, it's just different. I can't explain it to you unless you went to a competition with me and or judged a competition to see why it's different. Because this type of brisket, while it's delicious and you can eat 10 slices of it, it is not going to stand out whenever you taste Serge, Kyle, and Sam's brisket that has injection, sauce, finishing powder, and it's like so tender you can hardly pick it up with a fork. Like they're just different, man. And so I love it. I love talking to people about it. I was one of those guys, man, where I thought, man, if you sauce a brisket, you don't know how to cook a brisket. If you inject it, you don't know how to cook it. But I take that back and then some, because man, there's a major skill in knowing what brisket injection works, with what sauce, with what brisket. Like Kyle was talking earlier, like Midlands and Snakes cook differently. There's a skill in knowing that difference and being able to cook both of them really, really well, right? Like that's all skills. Like people might not think it is, but and there's a skill in knowing what sauce is going to make your ribs taste better. Like you can't just use Sweet Baby Ray's on all this shit and expect to walk. You know what I mean? So man, I love it, bro.
Barbecue is super subjective in
100%.
What we do. That's one thing I really like about KCBS is, you have to hit a certain tenderness, right? And so for me, that's an extra layer that why I really enjoy KCBS. Where, we go cook in some smaller town, I would say that's running, whatever the Texas sanction is, and me and Serge are cooking completely different, right? I'm bite off the bone, and he's cooking, knife and fork tender, right? Fall off the bone, and I feel like it's not the same, and that's what I really enjoy KCBS is because it seems less subjective than the other ones.
Right.
It's almost like there's a guideline, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And you have to hit your marks, and if you can hit your marks, you're going to be good. That being said, I've only done one KCBS, and I kind of got my ass kicked, so maybe I should not talk about KCBS.
Oh, we got 2 certified judges on the panel right here, so
there you go.
So
there you go.
But barbecue, even if it's super subjective, me and Serge talk about that quite often. All of us do, really, right? Where I go to South Texas and the flavor profile is different than it is here in West Texas, right? I'll whip ass here in West Texas, and then I go to South Texas and I get my ass handed to me, and I go to North Texas and I can't figure that shit out over there. I don't know what the fuck they like over there, to be honest. But
yeah,
it's crazy how different everybody wants their barbecue, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I got those same comments today, or not today, on Halloween when we did that little cook at the office. Everybody loved everything, right? But my VP comes up to me and he says, "Hey, is that what you're gonna cook this week?" And I said, "Hell no." I said that's nowhere close to what we're gonna do. You know what I mean? He couldn't wrap his mind around the fact that, hey, there's 2 different styles. You know what I mean? It's like it's a brisket. You think it's a brisket, but no, it's 2 totally different things that you're turning in and what we're taking to the office. So
yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's sometimes. I mean, I feel like a lot of people. Number one, like if some of the people that you talk to that don't barbecue, don't compete, they don't really want to know, or they don't want to learn about it. So there's a lot of people that are just real close-minded. But when you get that person that really is open to it, like we did a video one time where I made a competition brisket and a backyard brisket,
Mhm.
and I had random people come to my property, and I fed them both briskets, blind taste test, and I was like, which one's better? And I think I had like 12 people, and it was literally 10-2 competition brisket won.
Competition.
And I'm like, see, that's what I'm trying to tell you is if you have the option, like this is still delicious. Just because it has sauce and it's injected does not mean that it's gross. That's the thing that I think people don't really realize is like, just because it has these things does not mean that it's gross. It is still really good, and you're still going to enjoy it. It's just completely different, like Serge said.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be interesting this weekend. So,
Yeah, like my buddy that's going over there, he owns a restaurant. So, like there's going to be a lot of different styles going over there to compete, and I'm interested to see how it goes for sure.
Yeah, apparently all the judges are all VIP people, right, Kyle? Is that what you heard?
Man, that's something I'm gonna ask tomorrow night in the judges or in the team meeting. Right? Is I want to know what the judges are. They're not going to be certified, right? I'm guessing. So that means that we're going to cook a little bit differently, right? If they're not certified judges, because
Right.
they're not going to want the same thing that a KCBS certified judge would want, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I think I heard that there's like that one certified judge is flying in for it, but apparently all the VIPs are judging, so it's kind of like a CBA, I guess. I don't know. Hell,
Yeah.
who knows? I'm just gonna cook it. Whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So I'm taking my best product and we're gonna run it. So
Hell yeah.
see what happens. Just thank God that I'm just glad they're not fucking cooking chicken, dude, because at that point I just tell Kyle, you know what, dude, just take over. So well, cool, Alonzo. I appreciate you being on, man. We took up an hour and a half of your time, and I know you got things going on. So,
man, I appreciate you guys having me on, and like I said,
Cool.
keep doing it, bro. I'll keep
Thanks,
watching.
man. Yeah, tell us where we can find Gulf Coast Smoke product locally and online.
Yeah, so gulfcoastsmoke.com is our website. There's a tab up top that says retail locations. It gives you all the places that we're available at. If you're local to Corpus or Portland, Texas, and you can come on to the shop and I'll meet you over there and show you around, and you can shop Gulf Coast Smoke. But other than that, man, just appreciate it one more time, and thanks for having me on the show. I really appreciate y'all, man.
Oh, thanks, Alonzo.
Bro.
Thank you for being
Hey,
on.
thanks
Man.
for coming on.
For sure.
Cool, man.
Y'all have a good one. We'll talk to y'all soon.
We'll talk to you again.
Alrighty.
All
All right.
Bye. Damn it! Great show.
Yes, sir.
That was great.
Is that the longest one yet?
No, I think Aaron, dude. Ain't nobody gonna beat Aaron.
that was damn good.
Hell yeah.
Come down to Brownsville.
Fucking Sam showed up brown nosing from the fucking beginning, right?
Hey, dude, I just love the hat. The golf in me come out when I seen it, and I was like, I gotta have it.
Motherfucker, you've been wearing that hat for like 2 weeks straight, dude.
Hey,
I'm wearing this one.
I gotta let the other ones air out. They smell like barbecue. This one's still clean.
That's
For
funny.
now.
No,
Get
I'm
you in
gonna
a
try to keep this
competition
one
with it. You're gonna have all that beer sweat, dude. Soap
Shh.
cap beer sweat.
Leave this one in the truck. Be my nice hat.
What were you cooking? Your next cook is down here at Cowboy or what?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Unless I get a wild hair at my ass and go to Amarillo this weekend.
Did you get sponsored again this year for the barbecue supplies place? What
Yeah.
was that?
Champions.
The Champions? Yep. Yeah, I did. Me and actually Chase both.
Yep.
Back on the pro staff.
Nice.
There you go.
So that's cool.
So if you need a discount, contact Sam. Awesome, man. Awesome. Anything else? I don't know what we got next week. What do we got?
I don't think we're
Working
doing a
on
little
it.
veterans podcast.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
So they're gonna try and put one together. So
Yeah, we're working on one. We'll see what comes up of it. We have some ideas we've been throwing out, and we'll see what we can do. See what we
Man,
can do.
some of my best friends in life, dude, are veterans, dude, and sitting down talking to them, some of the stuff that they've gone through for everything that we have, that we get to take for advantage is
Right.
nuts. So hopefully we do get some good veterans to come on and talk about their life and barbecue family and shit like that. That's pretty exciting for me.
And what barbecue does
Absolutely.
for them. So
Yeah.
that'd be awesome, man. Yeah, but we're working on something. Hopefully we'll get it ironed out and we'll put it out there whenever we do find out. So
Hell yeah.
For sure.
cool, man. Anything else?
Good.
I think that's it, man. Let's hit
All
that
right,
outro.
man. All right, guys. Thanks.
All right.
This is Parrish Randall, and this concludes this episode of Beyond the Smoke. Thanks for stopping by, friend. We hope to see you again real soon. Until next time, happy trails. Until we talk meat again.